Good afternoon, and welcome to the Ideas Make Love episode 56 on you being able to become a mentor after this video. So, welcome to the conversation. Feel free to post and say hello and pop any questions you have in there in the short while that we'll be on here doing this live. So, how can you become a mentor after one video? Well, the truth is that you could become a mentor right now. And so literally just knowing that fact that you can actually start helping somebody and serving somebody with your skill. So everyone has a skill. You have a skill that you specifically can help other people with, or an area that you can help other people with, and you can start mentoring them. Now, of course, there is a range of sort of exchange, monetary exchange you could have in response to that particular service. But my encouragement is that everyone can and should be mentoring somebody else. So even if it's helping somebody with being able to be more attractive to girls, if you happen to be good at girls, good at attracting girls. Whether it's helping somebody with their finances, if you're particularly strong at that. And you can even do a value exchange with that person of, if you're good at finances and the other person's good with women, then you could exchange on that, do an hour each way. And by you committing yourself to actually supporting somebody and going through that process, you'll grow amazingly through that. They will obviously grow through that. And by making a conscious choice to help each other out and grow each other, then you're going to be more of an environment that's going to be lending you to always growing and always getting better by that 1%, that Kaizen principle, 1% every day, 1% every day. So have a think right now and maybe even comment on what is some area that you would love to be able to help people with, and then perhaps there's someone out there who wants to start doing that, or it can be a bit difficult with friends, like you've got social circles that might be like, what, you want to help me with what, depending on your social circle, but maybe there's other areas you can start doing it in, and just the process of mentoring, just the process of going, I want to care for somebody else and have their development be at the forefront of what I'm about, at least for a part of the week, then you may see some pretty damn good results, and I dare say you will see some great results by choosing to take that person on as a mentee. That said, if you want to start doing it professionally, there's a process to that too. You can maybe work with people one-on-one for pro bono, or even just charge them $10 for the hour, right? Like, have some kind of value exchange perhaps, whether it's they buy you a drink, even if it's as simple as they buy you a drink. I thoroughly advise that you actually charge something, or just have some kind of value exchange, if anything, so that the person that you're working with is actually keen to take in what you're saying. So if they're paying for it, there's just something there, and they value what you're saying, and they're more likely to actually implement whatever it is you're saying. So definitely, having some kind of value exchange is important. And that's the first stage. Like, there's a lot of these, oh my God, there's these these organizations out there that are like, you could become a 6-figure mentor in 12 weeks, and absolute bullshit douchebags that are telling you can go out there and be earning millions tomorrow. It's certainly not about that, in my opinion. It's about actually taking one step every day to improve yourself, and as you do that over time, you'll be able to start charging more, and professionally doing the mentor thing, if that's what you want to do. I was, my background is being a pastor, so in my world, that's essentially mentorship, right? I'd run groups with 10 to 15 people sometimes that would be coming together about becoming better people, and frankly, when I left the church, right, one of the things I really missed was that community aspect, was that continual growth aspect that this particular church had, and the Pentecostal church which I was in was very much about that sort of personal development aspect, more so than the religious aspect. So yeah, that's my little download for today. I would encourage you, as an action or a change that a transformation you can have today, have a conversation with someone and maybe do a value exchange on mentorship. Say, hey, can I mentor you for half an hour and you mentor me for half an hour on one of your areas of expertise? And just that download will help you both grow. Even you mentoring that other person, you will get stronger at whatever it is you're teaching. All right, there's a final principle I'll leave you with, is if there's 3 people in a conversation, right? There's a teacher, a student, and the observer. Out of that experience, teacher, student, observer, who learns the most? Well, ironically, it's not the student. The student learns the least. The person who learns the second most is actually the observer. So the observer learns because they're watching, they're not attached, they don't have that pressure of being taught and having to learn. And the person who learns the most is generally the actual person teaching it. The person reinforces their knowledge because they're having to impart it on somebody. There's that responsibility aspect, and it just seems to work that way. I know that as I've ramped up my mentorship, the things that I'm teaching, the principles that I'm imparting, I've never done them so diligently as I do now that I'm teaching it. And I encourage my mentees to actually take this information and just spread it, just share it with somebody else, right? Impart it onto someone else, and then they will be able to have that skill or that principle be reinforced that much more. If you are interested in checking out mentorship or having myself as a mentor, you can go to oeincubator.com and check that out and see if it's worth looking into further. But first steps first, just start doing it yourself and look for people who are willing to do a value exchange over that process. Thanks a lot, guys. Have an amazing time, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Peace.